Ladies and gentlemen, it's a real pleasure to be here with such an international audience. I want to talk to you about Europe, what's happening in Europe, what the challenges are, what the instruments are we have to face these challenges, and I want to try and position that in an international context, in a global context, because if I look at today's challenges, I see four main issues that we as Europeans will have to face. Now I want to return to the first challenge, which is the new relationship between man and his natural environment. We have a lack of resources, natural resources. We have a lack of sustainable energy sources. We have a lack of equitable distribution of natural resources across the world. And we need to solve all those problems. So Europe has an important responsibility in being able to speak more with one voice. This is a big challenge to all member states, especially the biggest member states. And I want to turn to the economic challenges we face. I think that if you look at the developments in the world's economy, also driven by the energy crisis, the financial crisis, the climate crisis, the world is perhaps less flat than people like Friedman and others have argued. If we do not change it, many of you, when you're a lot older, and your children, will come to see us as though we were a very interesting museum with a long history and no future. But if we are wise enough to see the opportunities that other parts of the world have. So I would argue that given the economic prospects, Europe has a bright future if we're able to seize the opportunities and we're able to think in a continental scale. I think that one should understand that Europe has always been and will always be an eternal search of balance between different interests. And one of the conclusions was that Europe needed to be in a position to do more about energy policy. That's what we put into the treaty. More about environment policy, more about migration policy, asylum policy, and security policy within Europe's borders, and more about foreign policy. On paper, I think we've devised the right balance between these institutions. Council, European Council, European Commission, European Parliament. Those are the main institutions. Today, the most daunting challenge to Europeans is to understand that, closing the hatches, locking the doors, is not going to help us. It's going to turn us into the weakest continent of all. If we do not change our attitude, many of you, when you're a lot older, and your children, will come to see us as though we were a very interesting museum with a lot of history and no future. But if we are wise enough to see the opportunities that other parts of the world offer, nobody, let me stress this, nobody is out to destroy us. Nobody is out to bury us. If we see this and we understand that people want to cooperate with us, want to have an open relationship with us, but also have certain demands on us, because it's about time we shared. It's about time we shared opportunity this world has to offer with other continents. And if we see that, if we act upon that, I think we have a very bright future yet. But it will need an incredible effort of the youngest generation here and worldwide to get us there. Thank you very, very much for your